Okay, now it's working now. All right. So, hello everyone. This is Professor Hill. Good evening. This is a short video for our class, Introduction to Ethics Philosophy, 2306 here at St. Philip's College for the spring semester of 2025. And today is actually, let's make sure this is on. There we go. Oh, okay. And today's Friday, the 28th of February, 2025. It's the last day of February. We start March tomorrow. And believe it or not, March is where we hit the halfway point with this class. So it's going to roll on by, believe me. But y'all been doing very well so far. You've been reading the textbook, Doing Ethics by Louis Vaughn. By the way, just a quick note on that. A few students had some ongoing problems with the electronic version of the textbook through Alamo Books. If you have any problem at all accessing the textbook, just let me know. I can help with that. So anyway, like I said, we've been reading the textbook. At this point, we've been looking at chapter 7 in Doing Ethics by Louis Vaughn. And we've been looking at our case study, which is back to medical ethics and the case of the Nash family, which was the basis of the novel and subsequent movie, My Sister's Keeper. So we're looking at the actual medical case. There's lots of information about this. In fact, I'm going to put in tonight in the announcement below the link to this video on YouTube. I'm also going to put in a link to a short video that's available through YouTube about the case, kind of as a follow-up. It was made 17 years after the decision to do this. Because if you remember, this case, this is an old case now. And so it was a case of first impression, meaning the technology had just become available. And they were faced with the decision of what to do. Should they use the new technology or not? And listen, it raised a whole lot of very fundamental questions that you need to deal with in your essay. Because look, kicking around in this case is, when does life begin? Is it okay to do anything to save your child? Should the parents be the ones making the decisions about whether or not to use this technology if they're like, of course, going to do anything to save their kids? And, and when we say anything, are there limits on that? Should there be? If so, who should be imposing them? The medical community, the doctors, the government? There's a lot of big questions kicking around in this case. I mentioned yesterday that that's everything from, abortion to eugenics is wrapped up in this case. Because believe me, the really tricky part is the screening for the Fanconi anemia when you've got these fertilized egg cells, when you've got these little embryos, and then you're testing them for the Fanconi anemia. Because you're going to implant one which is free of the disease. That's the whole point. They're like, hey, we can sort this out, test ahead of time, even before you implant it to grow and have the pregnancy go to term. So, we have some incredible tools at our disposal these days. And as I mentioned before in my last video, this is common practice now. This happens every day in fertility clinics around the country. So the jury is in on this one in terms of the law and the societal judgment about it. But what about your moral judgment, your moral opinion on this? I am curious to hear what you think about this. Because, to be clear, if you hold that life begins at conception, then this process where you're discarding the ones that test positive for the Fanconi anemia because you're trying to get one that doesn't have the disease, that's a high price to pay. But if you don't think that, if you're like, man, no, life, human personhood begins much later, well, then who cares? You can do this all day long, which again, like I said, is the standard operating procedure around the country right now. All right. So look, lots of big questions. Keep wrestling with them. Finish reading the chapter 7. Get to that case study. Sunday night is, like I said, it's Friday. We got till Sunday night. If you got questions, as always, just let me know. I'm happy to help. And like I said, I'm almost 100%. Take care, and I will talk to y'all soon. And oh, you know what? We got to figure out. We got to figure out how to fix this, because it turns out we don't know. This suddenly the button to turn this thing off is gone. Okay, well, this will be interesting. I'll see what I can do. Take care. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.